Hello everyone, my name is Taylor.
And I am Ray, and welcome to Building Happy Memories, yes.
That's Peyton.
And we are back where we left off after Peyton stole my technology. I didn't steal it, it was lying out in the open, yes. No one had their name on it. You know, actually, that's kind of funny. If you think about it, the ancient race just leaving their technologies out with no instruction manual or, ownership.
Well, obviously this was somebody's summer home that you broke into.
They are long dead. Stealing is fine if everyone is dead. That's not what the police say, yes. You know what, we're gonna run into that a lot though. A situation of asking, why is this here? And the answer is really that it's completely random.
Maybe in the broader context of the universe it makes sense though. Because it's a building-based game, so maybe it's got a building-based god. So he just kind of looked at this planet and he was like, you know what? This is a really great place for a summer home. So he just carved out this whole thing, built all this stuff, and when he was done, he was like, oh, I'm gonna put one of my technologies on display here. Like when you put your armor on a thing in Skyrim, so that no one can see it but you.
I always put the rare one-of-a-kind items that I never wanted to use on those things, yes.
Well, what is the ability to turn into a ball? Did an ancient god really sit there and say, oh man, you know what someone's gonna want in like a million years? The ability to turn into a ball.
I guess realistically, if I really wanted something down one of these tunnels, I could buy an RC car, strap a camera to it, and just drive it on down there. Got some kind of future tech on there with the grabby arm.
Yeah. These are the crappy, cosmetic, one-of-a-kind Skyrim armors. That's what you're picking up off this guy's podiums.
Well, you know, in Skyrim, you get the mask of Clavicus Vile, which is supposed to be a buff, a magic buff to your ability to sell items. And you, the player, you get all your best stuff from dungeons anyway, so you just, throw it in the back of your truck or whatever, you never think about it again.
Yes, but other people are like, oh man, that mystical item, I wish I owned one of those.
Wealth is wasted on the wealthy, I tell you. How would you use turning into a ball to any advantage? Yes. Okay, alright, I've got one. So the ball is actually really slow, but in theory, maybe if you put a better motor in it, it would be really fast. And think about how much it would reduce traffic congestion if you could drive yourself to work. This is the space future, yes! Everyone can drive flying cars now. Yeah, well, okay, how about we put, jets on it, and we make it a little flying sphere, and then you fly yourself to work.
Well, that's really good, except there's teleporters in this game that can teleport you to anywhere in the universe, So,
actually, why are we trying to repair our ship at all? Why isn't our teleporter hooked up to all the major, hubs in the world? Address book got deleted during the accident, yeah. What is the point of traveling on foot at all? You'd think that everyone would just be fat and slow like in WALL-E.
Maybe it's illegal to be lazy in the future.
Do you think that they just pass a law to prevent you from sitting on your ass and using teleporters to go everywhere?
Yeah, I don't think there's a single fat person in this game, so obviously it's illegal to use teleporters to get from point A to point B, and the only reason you're doing it is because society died.
No one can tell me not to get fat and lazy now. Government mandated jogging. Ugh, what a dark and terrible future this turned out to be, yes. This would be the type of thing where, when the world was exploded, you'd feel really bad, but then you'd feel worse because it would cross your mind that you can actually just sit on the couch for a whole 24 hours. And the police wouldn't come to your house.
You're like, oh man, I'm really sad that all the people are dead. But I'm really glad that all the organization is gone.
Is that okay? All the people being dead is how you would get rid of all the laws and rules that are holding you back, man.
It's not exactly the ideal way to get what you want.
Screw it, I would kill all of you if it let me sleep in when I want, yes. I will have the irresponsible sleep schedule if I want, and that requires flexibility. Oh, but you know what, though? This is like the Twilight Zone situation. The story of that guy who survives the apocalypse and he loves to read. So he goes to a library and he's like, oh, there's finally time, but then he drops his glasses and steps on them. So he can't read anymore. They blew up all the grocery stores, guys.
Now we have to till the fields ourselves.
We have to reinvent all the technology that made life easy before we can enjoy it. Well, at least we still got the matter manipulator, yes. Yeah, the ability to dig up dirt without a lot of trouble.
I mean, that is one advantage we have over the pioneers.
Yeah, we don't have to hitch a farm animal to plow the fields for us. We just use the matter manipulator. No, we still have to build a hoe. Yes. Oh, that's right, yeah. No, I guess we actually do have to build a backhoe to make the farms work, so...
Wait, so what does the matter manipulator even do?
I mean, it really does. It just digs holes. That's its primary function.
We have a super advanced shovel.
And with it, we will rebuild society.
Or the modern conveniences that made sleeping impossible.
That. Yes. Although technically, I think we can start settlements. Yeah, I haven't done that in my solo play, but I'll look into it at some point. You're gonna bring the people back into the equation? Yes, they're gonna ask, when are you gonna wake up? When I gosh dang want to. It's my settlement. I'm the mayor. I make all the laws.
I mean, like, it's gonna be a society of,
Like 10 people.
only 10?
I mean, it'll be as big as it, like, until I get bored with building houses for them, because they certainly won't do it.
Oh. Yeah, I guess everyone else is used to all the modern conveniences, so you're the only one doing any work. This is worse! It's worse!
The apocalypse sucks, yeah.
You'd think everyone would come together and really, like, form up as a unit, but no!
I am the only unit. I'm here too, yes. Peyton and I are the only units. We're the only ones building or doing anything.
Well, like, presumably, only Earth got destroyed, and there's, like, 6 or 7 or 8 races, right? So there has to be primary hub planets for these other races.
Maybe those all got destroyed too. I don't know. I don't think the game clarifies. Oh, and speaking of the whole main quest thing, I got to the end of that in my solo playthrough, and it came to the humans, and I thought to myself, you know, like, humans are supposed to have all this diverse cultural stuff, so what kind of furniture are they gonna make me scan to figure out, you know, who humans are and where they would store their ancient artifact? And the game was like, yeah, that's an awkward question. Turns out we just have the item. We just have the artifact on us right now.
What?
Yeah, like, we just have it.
I mean, okay, so, like, we haven't met her in this playthrough yet, but the main quest giver is like a human lady, right?
Yeah.
So obviously what she did is she went to her bedroom and just scanned all the mundane crap around her room with her own matter manipulator and was like, yes, very interesting. Oh, I've got it.
Well, that's how it works. You know, one of the things that was really funny was that during that whole quest line, they were like, oh, go and find some stuff from this race. And I'd actually, like, just printed things out and put them in my room. Like, I had a globe for decoration's sake, and that was one of the items I could scan. So it wasn't even, like, one of their items. It was something that I made.
Well, it was a replica of something that you found.
I know, it's so inane. And so this is one of the funny things. If we build our own settlement in this game, and we just, like, use furniture that we find laying around, at some point in the game, that furniture might turn out to be, like, quest-relevant furniture. Like, this toilet came from the ancient apex lands of so-and-so, and that indicates that we need to go here. And you've just been letting people crap on one of the ancient mysteries of the universe, yes! Look, it's not my fault if this lady draws information from a toilet.
I mean, I feel like this is a little unfair to our viewers because they haven't even seen this quest setup yet.
You know, I don't know. We'll get to it, I guess.
You know the real reason you probably don't get to see giant cities full of people? It's because the game will crash.
I mean, that's a problem with every game, right? Like, I remember playing Star Wars games, and they were like, let's go to Nar Shaddaa, the vertical city, because that's really famous. Everybody from the extended universe likes that stuff. I don't know if that's still in the canon anymore.
Nerd!
Look, I played some of the video games. It doesn't make me a big nerd to know one of the more popular settings.
Nerd, I don't care.
But you know, you go to those places, and for a city, there really wouldn't be very many people. You throw too many sprites on screen, and the game would just catch fire. So instead, you get like maybe one bar, and it's like a cramped, tiny little area that doesn't have to render a lot of stuff. And there's a fair number of patrons inside. But the streets, there's like, you know, 2 guys over there, and maybe like 1 person over there.
I feel like that's the danger of having a lot of lore in a game that plays up cities that you could potentially see one day. I mean, the Elder Scrolls has done that just in spades.
Well, speaking of places that have population, we have actually landed in the most populated place in the world, I think.
You mean the universe?
Right, the world being the universe that we're in. It's a world in the broad sense. A world of stars, yes. Yes, see? Thank you, Peyton. And anyway, this is the most populated place, and nobody here is really helpful. They just tell you to go do things.
In true video game fashion. But wait though, how did they all get here? You had to travel through like an ancient gate buried in some ruins somewhere to... Where?
Obviously, they all had this place in their address books, yes. Yeah, duh. I mean, everyone knows this is the happening place to be. There's the, two-way telestop. You know, kids love to hang out. They've been a real problem. They've been thinking about getting those speakers that play high-pitched noises to drive them off. And who doesn't love Terramart? Yes. Yeah, you know, you get to, like, plant your own seeds, till your own farms. The teenagers are showing up there playing music and stuff. And anyway, here's a good place to stop for now, because it's actually all the footage we have. Peyton's computer is kind of on the fritz. Getting it repaired, yes. Yeah, so until then, if you guys want to read a comic featuring us, there is a link to such a thing in the description. It's pretty great. You should check it out. And otherwise, we rely on your support on Patreon to survive. So if you want to help us out, we'd really appreciate that. And you guys have a fantastic day.